Hi, it's Deb Raven here, and I just wanted to pop on and wish everyone a very happy 2023. And I hope that you all had a very joyous and love filled holiday season, whether you were by yourself or whether you were spending time with friends and family. I actually had the luxury of spending time with a lot of my family, actually all of my family this Christmas. So that was quite a treat for us because that doesn't normally happen. So despite all the travel concerns, which did happen, we did manage to get together and create some new memories. So my wish is that the same happened for you. And in this new year of turning the calendar over, um, it often brings to mind change. It often brings to mind possibilities. It brings to mind new opportunities. And no matter what way you look at it, it's a good time for change. However, I do believe that any time is a good time for change, but I know that the season brings that out in a lot of us. And so, whether that's trying to make some changes or even promises to yourself of probably the most common one in a new year is health and fitness. So maybe you've made a promise to yourself to, lose 20, 30, 60, 100 pounds. Maybe you've made a promise to yourself to go to the gym more regularly. I'm going to go 3 times a week. Maybe you made a promise to yourself to do yoga. Maybe you made a promise to yourself to meditate, to journal, to express gratitude. Whatever the case may be, I think that that's all wonderful. However, what I have noticed in my life and what I have done myself in my life is that often we don't keep these promises to ourselves. We set off with good intentions, and then along the way, we get tripped up for whatever reason. Um, Maybe we get caught in a weak moment. Maybe everybody else is indulging. Maybe we're angry. Maybe our emotions get in the way. Maybe the state that we're living in makes us feel a little bit weaker. And we reach for something that maybe we want to get a little better hold of. And then we say to ourselves, okay, the next day I'm going to get back on the bandwagon. And then you do. And then it happens again, and it happens again, and it happens again, and then we lose our resolve. And when we lose our resolve, we often beat ourselves up. And we say bad things to ourselves, like, I never finish anything that I start, or I'm such a loser, or I can never keep commitments to myself, or the hundreds of other things that women say to themselves, people say to themselves every time they don't keep their promises, their commitments, their New Year's commitments to when they don't keep those, and then they feel really bad about themselves. And whether your thing is like goal setting or creating a vision board or journaling, it all kind of it means the exact same thing. We all want to live better lives. That I know to be true. We can be totally satisfied with our life right now, but that doesn't mean that we don't want something more or something different or something better. Or it doesn't mean that we don't want to have more impact in the world or have more impact on our family. Or it doesn't mean that we don't want to have more financial freedom or time freedom. So, excuse me. I believe that we should always want something more because it's called growth, it's called expansion. And once we stop growing and we start expanding in whatever way that looks like or resonates with you, that's when we start getting old. And I don't know about you, but I do not want to get old. I want to stay as vital and as young and keep growing and using this gray matter up here as long as I possibly can because I'm worth it. And in order for most of us to enjoy our lives, we really want to feel good about ourselves. That's a big part of fulfillment in our life, is feeling really good about who we are and what we've accomplished. So maybe you find yourself right now either in a job that you no longer enjoy. Maybe you have a toxic boss seems to be a really big buzz thing right now, is this toxic boss syndrome. Maybe your coworkers and you just don't see eye to eye. Maybe you're not allowed to shine in your job. Maybe you feel like you're handcuffed in your job and you're not allowed to grow and be challenged. Maybe you don't have a voice in your work. Maybe you're in an industry right now that you've been in for the last 30 years, but it's just not working for you anymore. Maybe you've been a teacher or a accountant or a marketing person or an attorney for 30 years, and that's all that you know, but you're bored or you're uninspired or you just don't want to do that work anymore, and you know you want to leverage those skills into doing something else that's really going to light you up. But because you've been in that industry for so darn long, you don't know how to do that. And it can be a real tough situation, a really frustrating situation for a lot of professional women who find themselves in that, because they go like, what is the matter with me? I'm an accomplished professional woman, and yet I don't know what else I want to be doing. Or maybe you're even in a situation where you've been laid off, or you've gotten let go from a job, or maybe you've even quit a job because it just wasn't working for you. And now you're spinning your wheels. Now you're applying for jobs blindlessly, hoping something is going to stick, not being inspired, not being excited to do so, to do any of these jobs, and now you're getting desperate. So desperation sets in. Maybe you're desperate because you need to make money. Maybe you're desperate because you're feeling really bad about yourself. You're wondering, what is the matter with me? Then we start kind of playing the blame game, like, oh, it must be my age, must be I'm too old. And that's just bananas. I'm here to say that that's not true. I've had many, many clients throughout my years of doing this that have gotten wonderful, best opportunity jobs in their entire life, in their 50s and in their 60s. And my oldest client to finally dial this in and get this job that she's always wanted to do, or get work that she's always wanted to do, was 69 years old. So I'm telling you, it is not too late for you, whatever stage that you're at. And because you're probably an accomplished professional woman who's done a lot of really great things in her life, maybe there's this little thing inside of you that doesn't want to ask for help. Maybe you've done things on your own all of these years. Maybe you're the giver. Maybe you've always given to professional people, to your family, and it's really hard for you to ask for help because you almost look at that as a sign of weakness. But I can tell you that it is not a sign of weakness. In fact, it is something that the most successful people on the planet do. They reach out and they ask for help so that they can expand themselves, so that they can see opportunities that they don't see themselves, so that they can be offered a different perspective, which just kind of shatters that glass ceiling for them so that they can like fully expand. And so if you're really motivated right now to make a career change, make a job change, but you don't really know what to do, you don't really want to be applying for 100 jobs on Indeed or Monster or LinkedIn or whatever your thing is, you don't really want to be doing that. I mean, it's very demoralizing, it's very frustrating for sure, but you know what you have to offer to an employer. You just maybe don't know how to articulate that, how to package that per se. So if you're one of those women and you're feeling really stuck and frustrated right now, and you would like to have some help and support and guidance in finding or creating work that you're really going to love, that's going to provide you with fulfillment, impact, joy, an opportunity to learn and to grow and to expand, and you're having trouble doing it on your own, or you just don't know what to do next, I invite you to book a complimentary clarity call with me so we can take a look. Now, these calls are not for everybody. These calls are not free coaching calls. I don't do those. But what these calls are is that we really get underneath the hood of what's going on for you. What are your challenges? What are your skills? What are your expertise? Really, what is going on and what it's costing you? And then we take a look at maybe what you would like to be doing instead. And because I've been doing this kind of work for 17 years now, I've become an expert in determining whether or not I am the right person to help you or not in your journey for growth and expansion, and to really finding work that you're really going to love to do. And on this call, which lasts about 45 minutes or so, if we decide that we're a good fit to work together, and I've determined that I know that you're going to show up and do the work, and you're committed to the process, then I will invite you in to work with me, and I'll certainly let you know what that looks like. And what I have experienced, especially in the last few months with this wonderful group of ladies that I'm working with, is that transformation can happen so quickly. I have people in my program right now that in week 3 and week 4 are making things happen. And as a matter of fact, they're kind of sitting back going like, oh, wow, like all of these things are happening to me, all of these opportunities, because it's a lot more than applying for work. It is this, and it's what you're bringing to the table. Your attitude is everything. Your enthusiasm, your energy, your vibrancy, your frequency, all of that stuff comes into play. And that's exactly what we do, part of the work that we do in our work together. Anyways, again, I wish all of you great success and health and love and prosperity in 2023. And if you think that you would like to have a conversation with me, if you're thinking about potentially getting help to dial in your professional life so that you can be doing exactly what you want to be doing and living the lifestyle that you desire to live, then please reach out to me. You can book a spot on my calendar by going to Deb Raven. That is my name, DEBRAVEN 14. No, forget that. DebRaven.com/apply. So that's Deb Raven. I don't know why I said that. DebRaven.com/apply, and you can pick a spot on my calendar page there. And I hope that I see you real soon. Season's greetings.